Hey there, dog lovers! Fellow dog lover here, and today we're talking about a very important topic, keeping our furry family members safe. You see, as pack leaders, it's our responsibility to understand what's healthy for our dogs and what can actually harm them. We love to spoil our dogs with treats and share our food, but did you know that some common human foods can be toxic to dogs? That's right. What might seem like a harmless snack to us can actually be dangerous, even deadly, for our four-legged companions. In this video, we're diving into 6 common foods that you should never, ever feed your dog. We'll discuss why these foods are toxic, the symptoms of poisoning to watch out for, and what to do if your dog accidentally ingests something harmful. Remember, knowledge is power, and by being informed, we can create a safer environment for our beloved dogs. So let's get started. First up, we're tackling a food that many people don't realize is dangerous for dogs: chocolate. We all love a little chocolatey indulgence now and then, but for our canine companions, it can be a serious problem. You see, chocolate contains a compound called theobromine. Humans metabolize theobromine easily, but dogs process it much more slowly. This means that even small amounts of chocolate can build up in their system, leading to toxicity. The darker and more bitter the chocolate, the higher the concentration of theobromine. This means that dark chocolate and baking chocolate pose the greatest risk to dogs, followed by semi-sweet chocolate and milk chocolate. So remember, no matter how much your dog begs for a bite of your chocolate bar, it's crucial to resist those puppy dog eyes and keep chocolate well out of their reach. Now, let's talk about the signs of chocolate poisoning in dogs. It's important to be aware of these symptoms so you can act quickly if your dog does ingest chocolate. Early signs of chocolate poisoning might include vomiting, diarrhea, increased thirst and urination, panting, and restlessness. As the toxicity progresses, you might notice more serious symptoms like hyperactivity, muscle tremors, seizures, and even heart problems. If you suspect your dog has eaten chocolate, don't wait for symptoms to appear. Contact your veterinarian or the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center immediately. Time is of the essence when it comes to treating chocolate poisoning. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. Keep chocolate safely stored away and be mindful of what your dog might be scavenging, especially during holidays like Easter and Halloween when chocolate treats are abundant. Now, you might be thinking, it's the theobromine that's the problem, right? And while theobromine is the primary concern when it comes to chocolate, it's not the only culprit. Chocolate also contains caffeine, which can be harmful to dogs as well. Caffeine is a stimulant that can cause similar symptoms to theobromine poisoning, such as hyperactivity, restlessness, increased heart rate, and tremors. While the amount of caffeine in chocolate is generally less than theobromine, it can still contribute to the overall toxicity, especially in larger amounts. So, when we talk about chocolate being toxic to dogs, it's important to remember that both theobromine and caffeine play a role. It's the combination of these compounds that makes chocolate so dangerous for our canine companions. The bottom line is this: when it comes to chocolate in dogs, it's always better to err on the side of caution. Keep those sweet treats far away from your furry friends and opt for dog-friendly alternatives instead. Now let's move on to another surprising culprit: grapes and raisins. You might be thinking, fruit? Really? But believe it or not, these seemingly innocent snacks can be extremely dangerous for dogs. While the exact toxic substance in grapes and raisins is still unknown, what we do know is that they can cause sudden kidney failure in dogs. And the scary part is, it doesn't seem to take much to cause a problem. Even small amounts of grapes or raisins can be toxic to some dogs, while others may be able to tolerate larger amounts without any ill effects. The problem is, there's no way to predict which dogs will be affected and which won't. So, it's best to play it safe and avoid giving your dog grapes or raisins altogether. That means no sneaking them a grape from your cheese board or sharing your trail mix with raisins. Now, let's talk about the signs of grape or raisin poisoning in dogs. It's crucial to be aware of these symptoms because early detection and treatment are essential for a positive outcome. One of the first signs you might notice is gastrointestinal upset, including vomiting, diarrhea, loss of appetite, and lethargy. As the toxicity progresses, your dog may exhibit increased thirst and urination, followed by a decrease in urine output as their kidneys begin to fail. Other symptoms to watch out for include dehydration, weakness, abdominal pain, and a general lack of coordination. In severe cases, seizures and coma can occur. If you suspect your dog has ingested grapes or raisins, it's critical to seek veterinary attention immediately. Remember, time is of the essence when it comes to treating grape or raisin poisoning. The sooner you get your dog to the vet, the better their chances of recovery. Now, I know some people might think, well, maybe just 1 or 2 grapes won't hurt. But let me tell you, it's not worth the risk. There have been cases where even a single grape has led to kidney failure in a dog. The bottom line is this: there's no safe amount of grapes or raisins for dogs. It's far better to err on the side of caution and keep these fruits well out of your dog's reach. Remember, our dogs rely on us to keep them safe and healthy. By being informed and making responsible choices, we can ensure that our furry companions live long and happy lives. We all love to indulge in sweet treats now and then, but what might seem like a harmless sugar substitute for you can be deadly for your furry friend. Xylitol, a common ingredient found in sugar-free gum, candy, and even some peanut butter brands, is a major culprit. You see, dogs metabolize this artificial sweetener differently than humans. When ingested, it triggers a rapid release of insulin in their bodies. This sudden surge in insulin can lead to a dangerous drop in blood sugar, a condition known as hypoglycemia. Symptoms of xylitol poisoning can appear quickly, sometimes in as little as 15 to 30 minutes, and include weakness, lethargy, vomiting, loss of coordination, and even seizures. In severe cases, this artificial sweetener ingestion can lead to liver failure and even death. Remember, your dog's well-being depends on your awareness. Always read labels carefully and be mindful of what your dog may have access to, especially in areas like your kitchen or pantry. What makes xylitol particularly dangerous is that even small amounts can be toxic to dogs. The severity of the poisoning depends on the amount ingested relative to the dog's size, as well as the type of product containing xylitol. Some sugar-free gums, for instance, can contain enough xylitol in a single piece to cause serious problems for a small dog. It's not just about the immediate effects either. Repeated exposure to xylitol, even in small amounts, can have cumulative effects, potentially leading to long-term health issues. That's why it's crucial to be vigilant and prevent any access to xylitol-containing products. Remember, prevention is key. Keep your countertops clean, store your bags and purses out of reach, and educate your family members, especially children, about the dangers of xylitol for dogs. If you suspect your dog has ingested xylitol, don't wait for symptoms to appear. Time is of the essence. Contact your veterinarian or an emergency animal hospital immediately. They may induce vomiting to try and remove the xylitol from your dog's system before it's fully absorbed. In some cases, they might also administer activated charcoal to help absorb the toxin. Early intervention significantly increases the chances of a positive outcome. Remember, your quick thinking and action could very well save your dog's life. By being informed and proactive, you can create a safe environment for your beloved companion and ensure their health and happiness for years to come. Onions, a staple in many cuisines around the world, add flavor and aroma to our dishes. But did you know that this common ingredient can pose a serious threat to your canine companion? Onions, whether raw, cooked, or even powdered, contain compounds that can damage a dog's red blood cells, leading to a potentially life-threatening condition called hemolytic anemia. Red blood cells are vital for carrying oxygen throughout the body. When these cells are damaged, your dog's organs and tissues don't receive enough oxygen to function properly. This can lead to weakness, lethargy, pale gums, rapid breathing, and in severe cases, even death. What this means is that even small amounts of onions consumed over time can build up in your dog's system and eventually reach toxic levels. So, that occasional dropped piece of onion or garlic bread crust can still pose a risk to your furry friend's health in the long run. Symptoms of onion toxicity might not always be immediate and can sometimes take a few days to appear. This is why it's crucial to be mindful of your dog's diet and prevent any access to onions, no matter how small the amount. Remember, your dog relies on you to make safe and informed decisions about their diet. Don't be tempted to share your leftovers or scraps even if they seem harmless. Always err on the side of caution and keep onions well out of your dog's reach. Securely store them in airtight containers and be mindful of any potential spills or crumbs. Educating yourself and your family members about the potential dangers of onions for dogs is crucial. Make sure everyone in your household understands the importance of keeping these foods away from your furry friend. If you enjoy cooking with onions, be extra cautious and ensure your dog doesn't have access to the kitchen while you're preparing food. Clean up any spills or dropped food immediately, and never leave your dog unattended around food that might contain onions. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. By being proactive and informed, you can provide a safe and healthy environment for your beloved companion. Remember, a well-informed owner is a responsible owner. Let's keep our furry friends safe and healthy by being mindful of the foods they consume. You love to cook with garlic, right? It's a staple in so many of our favorite dishes, adding that irresistible flavor we all crave. That aroma filling your kitchen, it's a beautiful thing. It adds a depth of flavor that's hard to beat, making every meal feel gourmet. But what smells delicious to us can be a real problem for your furry friends. Dogs are naturally curious and might want to investigate, especially when they catch a whiff of something new. You see, garlic belongs to the same family as onions, and just like its cousin, it can spell trouble for your dog. Both contain compounds that are harmful to their health. Now, I'm not saying a single whiff of garlic will send your dog to the vet, but ingestion is a different story, and it can have serious consequences. Very similar to onions, garlic contains compounds that can damage a dog's red blood cells. Even a small amount can be harmful over time, leading to significant health issues. These cells are crucial. They carry oxygen throughout the body, keeping your dog healthy and energized. Without enough healthy red blood cells, your dog can suffer from various ailments. When a dog eats garlic, these compounds start attacking their red blood cells, leading to a condition called hemolytic anemia. This condition can be quite serious and requires attention. This means their blood can't carry enough oxygen, leaving your dog feeling weak and tired. Symptoms can include lethargy, weakness, and even collapse in severe cases. In severe cases, it can even be life-threatening. Immediate veterinary care is crucial if you suspect garlic poisoning, so don't hesitate to seek help. So while you're enjoying that garlicky pasta dish, make sure your dog isn't sneaking a taste. A little prevention goes a long way in keeping them safe. Their health and happiness depend on you being informed and keeping those dangerous foods far out of reach. Always prioritize their safety and well-being. Now, you might think a little nibble here and there won't hurt, especially with something like garlic. After all, it's a common ingredient in many of our meals, and it seems harmless enough. But when it comes to our furry friends, even the smallest amount can be dangerous. But here's the thing. The toxic effects of garlic are cumulative. This means that the more your dog consumes, even in small amounts, the more it builds up in their system. Over time, this can lead to severe health issues. That means even small amounts over time can build up in your dog's system and cause serious harm. The damage might not be immediate, but it is inevitable if the exposure continues. It's a slow process that can be easily overlooked until it's too late. It's like a leaky faucet, you see? Each drop might seem insignificant on its own. One drop might not seem like much, but over time those drops add up to a big mess. Similarly, each small bite of garlic adds up in your dog's body, leading to a potentially dangerous situation. The same goes for garlic in dogs. Even if your dog only gets a small piece now and then, it can still be dangerous. The cumulative effect is what makes it so risky. Each little bite contributes to the damage, even if you don't see the effects immediately. Over time, these small amounts can lead to serious health issues. It's a hidden danger that can catch you off guard. That's why it's so important to be vigilant. Always keep an eye on what your dog is eating and make sure they don't have access to harmful foods. Prevention is key. Don't leave garlic unattended on countertops or tables where your dog could reach it. It's better to be safe than sorry. A little caution can go a long way. And be careful when disposing of food scraps, making sure they're securely out of your dog's reach. This includes making sure trash cans are properly closed. Dogs are curious and can easily get into things they shouldn't. Remember, your dog depends on you to make smart decisions for their well-being. They trust you to keep them safe and healthy. Your actions directly impact their health. By understanding the risks and taking precautions, you can ensure your furry friend stays happy, healthy, and full of life. Your vigilance can make all the difference in their quality of life. A little effort on your part can lead to a lifetime of happiness for your dog. So how can you keep your dog safe from the hidden dangers of garlic? It's all about being proactive and informed. First and foremost, educate yourself on the foods that are toxic to dogs. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it can save your dog's life. Next, make sure everyone in your household is on the same page. Talk to your family, your roommates, even your guests about the importance of keeping garlic and other harmful foods away from your furry friend. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. By establishing clear rules and boundaries around food, you're creating a safe and stable environment for your dog. And a calm and stable environment is essential for a balanced and happy pup. So be vigilant, be informed, and most importantly, be the pack leader your dog needs you to be. You might think all nuts are a safe snack for dogs, but that's not the case, especially when it comes to macadamia nuts. Delicious for us, but for our canine companions, these nuts pack a punch, and not the good kind. You see, macadamia nuts contain a toxin that's particularly harmful to dogs. Even small amounts can cause a whole host of problems, leaving your dog feeling mighty uncomfortable. We're talking weakness, tremors, vomiting, you name it. Now, the exact reason why macadamia nuts are so toxic to dogs is still a bit of a mystery. But what we do know is that it doesn't take much to make them sick. So, whether it's a whole nut, a dropped piece, or even something baked with macadamia nut oil, keep it far away from your furry friend. Remember, it's our responsibility as pack leaders to know what's safe and what's not. Now, let's talk about recognizing the signs of macadamia nut poisoning in dogs. It's important to act quickly if you suspect your dog has ingested any amount of these nuts, even a small amount. Keep an eye out for symptoms like weakness in their legs, tremors or shaking, vomiting, and a lack of coordination. Some dogs might even develop a fever or experience an elevated heart rate. In more severe cases, they might have difficulty walking or even become temporarily paralyzed. If you notice any of these symptoms, don't hesitate to contact your veterinarian immediately. Time is of the essence when it comes to treating macadamia nut poisoning, and prompt veterinary care can make all the difference in your dog's recovery. Remember, as pack leaders, we need to be observant and responsive to our dog's needs. Recognizing the signs of potential poisoning and taking swift action can be life-saving. Here's the bottom line. Macadamia nuts are not worth the risk when it comes to our dogs. These nuts, while delicious to us, can cause severe health issues in our canine companions. It's crucial to understand the potential dangers that certain human foods pose to our pets. Sure, they might be a tasty snack for us, but for our furry friends, they can be a recipe for disaster. Even a small amount can lead to symptoms like vomiting, weakness, and even tremors. The effects can be quite alarming and distressing for both the dog and the owner. It's easy to get caught up in the moment and want to share our food with our dogs, especially when they look at us with those big pleading eyes. But we must resist the urge to give in to those adorable faces. Their health and safety should always come first. But remember, what's safe for us isn't always safe for them. Our digestive systems are very different, and what we enjoy can be harmful or even toxic to them. It's a fundamental aspect of responsible pet ownership to be aware of these differences. And when it comes to macadamia nuts, it's better to err on the side of caution. The potential risks far outweigh any momentary pleasure they might get from eating them. Prevention is always better than dealing with the consequences of an emergency. So, the next time you're snacking on macadamia nuts, make sure they're well out of reach of your furry friend. Store them in a place where your dog can't accidentally get to them. This simple step can prevent a lot of potential heartache. And if you have any doubts about whether a food is safe for your dog, always consult with your veterinarian. They can provide you with the best advice tailored to your pet's needs. Your vet is an invaluable resource for keeping your pet healthy. Remember, a well-informed owner is a responsible owner. Educate yourself about the foods that are safe and those that are dangerous for your dog. Knowledge is the key to ensuring your pet's well-being. By educating ourselves about the potential dangers lurking in our kitchens, we can create a safe and loving environment for our beloved companions. Let's keep our dogs happy and healthy by making informed choices. Their well-being is in our hands. There you have it, folks. We've covered some of the most common foods that can be toxic to our dogs. Remember, keeping our furry friends safe starts with knowledge and awareness. Just like we teach our dogs basic commands for their well-being, we need to educate ourselves on the potential dangers lurking in our homes and kitchens. By being informed and proactive, we can create a safe and loving environment where our dogs can thrive. Thanks for watching. Remember, keeping your furry friends safe starts with knowing what foods to avoid. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more pet care tips. See you next time.